Hi, I'm Dr. Meredith Warner, and I'm in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I invented the healing sole. And some of you might wonder, why did I do that and how does it work? And isn't it just a flip-flop? And didn't my doctor tell me I could never wear a flip-flop? Well, the short answer is yes. But the reason I chose the shape of a flip-flop or to make the healing sole a flip-flop is exactly that reason. That most people came to me in my clinic with foot pain while I was in the military, when I was treating sports athletes and from college, when I was at Tulane, etc. Just people day after day would complain about foot pain, and the second biggest complaint was that their other doctor or some other surgeon had told them they could never wear flip-flops again. Well, that's all they wanted to wear. So I decided to turn the problem on its head and make one of the issues the solution. So yes, a standard flip-flop, not the greatest shoe in the world, but this is really, I think of it as sort of a treatment method or a treatment device in my hands for my patients. Of course, I can't call it that, but it's effectively using 6 or so treatment methodologies that we use on a day-to-day basis to treat foot pain. Now, the non-operative principles for the treatment of foot and ankle pain really are centered on taking stress off of the foot, reducing shear, and taking high pressure zones and making them areas of lower pressure, if you will, and then to correct deformity and then to reduce stress during gait. So what I did was incorporate common methods that I use on a day-to-day basis and then just made it into a flip-flop so that you get the best of both worlds. So one of the things that happens during the day when you're working is you have repetitive high-pressure stress on 1 or 2 single spots in the foot. One of the most common spots is the heel, of course, where the plantar fascia inserts. That's why plantar fasciitis is one of the most common complaints of pain in the world. One of the second most common spots, though, is the ball of the foot or under the met heads. Because think about it, most shoes have what's called a positive drop, or they're not flat to the floor. Your heel is lifted up slightly. That puts a lot of forefoot pressure. And also, most people's heel cords are too tight. Again, more forefoot pressure. And if you wear heels all day, you can imagine the forefoot pressure, right? So this is a common pain zone under the ball of the foot, particularly under the second and third met head often, and then the heel. So what my shoe does, or what the healing sole does, you can see this here. It's got a cushion zone here, but it's not all the way across. It's really only where the heel spur and the plantar fascia inserts. And then in this area, you have what's called a metatarsal bar. So the ball of the foot actually sits here. Your weight of the foot goes here. Meanwhile, you're in a fairly, not rigid, but it's not squishy, which is by design because it's healthier, EVA footbed that does give, it does absorb shock, but in combination with the rocker bottom configuration of the shoe, you effectively heel strike. All the stress rolls through the foot. It eliminates the need for heavy-duty stress, heavy-duty shear on all the bones and muscles of the foot, and it offloads the metatarsal heads. Because your weight goes here, the shoe rolls through, it eliminates the need for too much flexion and extension through that zone and reduces stress. So basically, my theory of design was that it could reduce the pain and pressure of the